What makes me the most proud of being a lawyer and of the legal profession is how much we value and encourage pro bono representation.
Pro bono work, it provides more than training. It allows you to sort of develop into an attorney where you stand on your own 2 feet.
Doing pro bono work is a way to engage with your community, to give something back as a professional to your community.
New York Lawyers for the Public Interest has become a pro bono clearinghouse for many of the big firms, and it also provides critical services to the underserved.
New York Lawyers was founded in 1976 by the leaders of the City Bar Association to help large firms institutionalize pro bono. What's unique about New York Lawyers for the Public Interest pro bono program and what makes it so powerful is among our 100 partners, we can find a lawyer with expertise who can help nonprofits and community groups with any kind of issue that might be confronting them.
We're approached by nonprofits of all kinds, from small grassroots organizations to more larger and mid-sized nonprofits. There are social service organizations, they work on housing development, there are arts and cultural groups, there are education organizations, so really there's a broad range of organizations and community groups that we work with.
My name is Karen Ori, and I'm president of the 142nd Street Block Association, and we became involved with the New York Lawyers for the Public Interest as a result of a building on our block where the residents had been living in deplorable conditions.
This is a wastewater pipe with a hole the size of a silver dollar. Page after page of HPD violations just for this building.
At the outset of this situation, we were told that we would need legal representation, but we were not able to find anyone. The North Star Fund put us in touch with Stephen Kang, and Stephen Kang then put us in touch with Ethan and Lily of Orrick, Harrington, and Sutcliffe.
Our aim is to help them overall strategically to really just solve the problems. So find out what their problems are and figure out what legal avenue is the best way to solve that issue.
At Orrick, the real estate group is mainly transactional, which is very different than the work that we're doing for the Tenants Association. In this representation, I am able to actually go to court and negotiate with the other side's attorneys, or just directly talking to the clients, seeing what their needs are, and consulting with them and helping them out on whatever matters that they are. So it's been a great opportunity for me.
Often people are disenfranchised because they cannot afford legal representation. The pro bono assistance from Orrick, Harrington, and Sutcliffe has made all the difference in our being able to get relief for the residents of 117.
It means a lot to be able to help you directly. You're able to meet, interact, and really just know the people that you're helping. So they're not a number and they're not a name, but they're an actual person that you're able to assist.
My name is Helen Wu, and I'm the Executive Director of the New York Chinese Cultural Center. We've been in existence since 1973. For a long time we were very lucky in that we were able to take care of ourselves, but as the organization grew more complex, there were increasingly questions that we couldn't answer. When I contacted the New York Lawyers for Public Interest, they seemed very understanding of the kind of questions that we had, and it also was very reassuring that they didn't seem to feel it would be a problem for us to find the answers that we needed.
I'm Patricia Cody, and I'm with Heller Ehrman. I have been assisting them in a pro bono ongoing employment and labor advice.
And then they'll just say, let us see your independent contractor agreements.
And so she has people. As we're trying to become more professional, we're trying to bring on professional dancers, bringing in outside choreographers, outside composers. We just wanted to try to make sure that we were being consistent and yet we were being appropriate for the different kinds of relationships that we were developing.
There's so much a need for pro bono legal work in the artistic community. What Helen's doing in preserving Chinese dance and the culture, I think it's fantastic. And my legal advice is helping them in some way. It's just great all the way around.
I tell my young associates that doing pro bono work is like doing client work. It's at our firm that our associates get credit just like any other client, and it's a great opportunity to develop skill sets. again, the same types of skill sets you're going to need for any type of client.
I've gone in and done arguments in front of a judge, and I'm not going to get that experience at work, my paying work, for a number of years still. I got to write a brief that was filed with the Supreme Court with my name on it, which is really thrilling.
As a litigator working on large, complex civil cases, you don't always get to take depositions and make court appearances and have client contact. But on the pro bono case that I did, it was actually the very first deposition that I took as an associate was in this case. So it was a great training ground for me.
In an instance where a group has many needs, we often connect them to a law firm as a pro bono general counsel, and in those instances, law firms work in a much more holistic way to try to service all of their needs going forward, and hopefully those relationships are long-lasting.
Bob Waldman, and I'm president of Baseline Wheelchair Tennis Association, which I hope to soon be Tennis Foundation. We're attempting to gain recognition for professional wheelchair tennis throughout the United States and possibly the world, where people can see wheelchair players in action and have an understanding of wheelchair sports. I spoke to someone with New York Lawyers for Public Interest, and then they said yes, they have a firm that's interested. So we came in and I met Jody and immediately hit her off.
My name's Jody Lashin. I'm with Morgan, Lewis & Bacchus here in New York. Generally do corporate work, mergers and acquisitions and securities. And pro bono, of course.
Do you think there's a release that I should have for the players now that they're going on government property?
We should look into that, draft something up. Bob and I met for the first time the fall of 2005. We got Baseline Incorporated right away. And since then, it's just been a lot of the background corporate work. And also really probably the most challenging part is this Form 1023 for tax-exempt status.
Jody's just been wonderful. We'd never be where we are today without this firm. And more than that, Jody became a friend of the group and attends our exhibitions are in New York, and it's just wonderful to have her involved.
And we should definitely look into that. It's just basically using the skills that I have fostered through my career to help out. What I hope I bring is just also somebody else to support the organization and to help it kind of grow going forward.
We can get pro bono attorneys to work with our in-house lawyers. So we can bring to the table expertise in an issue area and recruit incredibly talented lawyers from law firms and corporate legal departments to partner with us. And so frequently on our big cases, we co-counsel with lawyers from law firms.
The deinstitutionalization project of the Disability Law Center at New York Lawyers focuses on several things. We work to improve conditions for people who are currently in institutions. We work to move people from institutional settings to more community-based inclusive settings. We always litigate with partners, and this case, LJ versus Mattingly, truly would not be possible without the incredible assistance that we've gotten from Patterson.
We work together in terms of, coming up with a strategy, taking all the depositions, working together to figure out what we need to accomplish. It's really a partnership at every level. We work very closely together. We're providing litigation support and experience, and Roberta, of course, is the master of the subject matter.
We have this wonderful team of people to bounce ideas off with and sort of think through solutions. I really can't imagine how we would do it if they weren't involved. It would be a very different case if we didn't have pro bono support.
Lawyers tell us all the time how much they get out of the work they do through the clearinghouse, and very often people say that it's one of the most meaningful things that they did as a lawyer, and we hear those stories, time and time again from associates and from partners, from people really at all levels within law firms and within corporations.
Doing pro bono work is good for the soul. I think lawyers wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and try to do the right thing for their clients. It's nice to be able to do the right thing for the right clients as well.
With pro bono work, you can have an immediate impact on the lives of other people, and there really can be nothing more important than helping someone who's facing a real issue in their life and helping them immediately to resolve that issue.